Welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings and salutations. No, you know, let's take it back. Let's take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls in that technicolor rainbow between, it's your boy Trey Proper. I had to do it because I know he's hates it.
It's your boy Big Coquito.
Yeah. That shit did not work at all.
Hey, you brought it up.
Cam?
Hi, y'all. It's me, it's your boy, Mr. Petty from Thirsty Thursdays Wrestling Podcast.
All right. Yeah, we got a special guest joining us today. It's kind of fits. It's nice. It's nice to have you here. Glad to see you, homie. All right, so we got we got a great show lined up for you guys tonight here on Gamma Blerds. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Of course, what dropped on Thursday was what we've been waiting for all week. Captain America 4 came out. Captain America Brave New World. That dropped on, what was that, the 12th?
No, technically, well, it came out Thursday night, but technically it didn't come out till yesterday, so you got to say the 14th.
Okay, so Valentine's Day it came out. I did not go see it, unfortunately. I had a prior engagement to be involved in on Valentine's Day. Congratulations to Joey and Estelle. Congratulations on your marriage. Happy for you. All right. But yeah, so did you gentlemen get a chance to see it?
I sure as hell did.
Not yet.
All right.
Of course, you know I went and saw it. Of course, I did.
Yeah. So we're not going to spoil it for anybody who's watching. We don't want to give them any spoilers. I don't want to hear any spoilers because I definitely want to go see it. Because yeah, it's important. But without spoiling the movie, the gentleman who did see it, can you give us a general idea of how you felt about the movie, what went on?
You can go first, Rick.
Nope, you go first.
Okay.
Because I got more to say than you.
Okay.
Please. Thoughts off.
Storyline wise, I thoroughly was entertained. It had me going from beginning to end, had my constant attention. Action scenes were very good. It had you going from the very beginning all the way to the end. No spoiler, but I guess you could say it is kind of a spoiler, but it's not a spoiler.
Then don't say it.
I don't know.
Don't say it.
No, I'm not saying it. Good job by Anthony Mackie. That's all I'm going to say. Good job. It's not a spoiler.
See it. Oh God, I gotta see it. So I enjoyed the movie. A lot of the reviews that I've seen for it are they're very much you have some people who love it, you have some people who hate it. I enjoyed the movie. It's not on the level of Winter Soldier, of course, which is still my number one Marvel movie. But it's a pretty good movie. It ain't Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania at all. I found it very interesting, a lot of the scuttlebutt around the movie, you know what I mean? Like, the critic scores are in the 50s and the audience scores are in the 80s, which is which is another one of those things, you know what I mean? Like, I don't trust a lot of people when it comes to their decision making or their thoughts about this movie, because I mean, a lot of people still don't refer to Anthony Mackie's Captain America, Sam Wilson, as Captain America. They call him Captain Falcon or Black Falcon or with any one of those other names like we talked about last week. But no, he is Captain America. I will say that this movie firmly, this movie firmly cements him as the leader of the Avengers going forward. I will say that much. And this is him planting the flag of, hey, I'm your captain now. Steve Rogers ain't. Steve is gone. I'm the captain now. So I'm gonna just say this: if you're a person who's been a fan of the MCU movies, because I know right now it's cool to hate Marvel because everything hasn't been this great so far. But if you are a person that's a fan of the old school Marvel movies, this is a movie that you want to go see, and it will be something that you enjoy. So I think everybody should go out and see it. And damn whatever the critics are talking about, because you know they don't like shit. Like look at all the movies up for Best Picture right now. How many of those have you actually seen? None of them. So yeah, I say go see it and make your own decisions. But you're not going to waste any money going to see it.
I got a question for you, Rick, because I'm going to skip her because I don't want any spoilers. But without spoiling the movie, how does in today's climate, how does Sabra work?
Can't give you that information because that is a little
okay.
One thing I did need to say too, because Miles just came in here, he wanted me to tell you guys he got a bucket too for Dog Man. So here you go, dude. So yeah,
Only because of Smiles, I'm gonna let that.
I was like, this doesn't pertain, but he's my son. He wanted to leave his mark on the show. So yeah.
So last thing on this topic, without spoiling anything, does this movie get you excited for the future of the MCU?
Yeah.
Okay. It gets me excited to see more Captain America.
All right, that's a fair assessment. So everybody go out to the movie theaters, see it. They got the popcorn buckets by now. If you haven't seen it, there probably going to be no more popcorn buckets left.
Oh no, it's probably gone this weekend.
Yeah. They don't get them, and I'm pretty sure Rick definitely bum rushed somebody and bought them all up.
I don't know.
By the way, it was expensive as hell just to get one.
How much was it?
Fucking $50.
Oh,
yeah, yes.
Oh. Yeah,
the shield alone.
What else did they have? They had the shield and something else.
They had the shield. They had a helmet. They had a what's the name? A cup.
Rick. I was trying to feed you into bringing up what you got.
I only had the shield. I don't have anything else. I'm like, look, that's all you're gonna get out of me, AMC.
Hey, Trey, you remember what happened when we went and saw Deadpool and Wolverine, so you know what I did.
Yeah. I need you to give me all of the bacon eggs you have. What I said was I need all of the bacon and eggs that you have. All right, so go see it, go check it out. I'm gonna check it out probably about next week. We can talk about the movie and see. We got to make sure everybody on the team has seen it so we can discuss it and move forward. Now, I'm hoping that everybody had a lovely Valentine's Day. Everybody got together with their loved ones. If you have a significant other, roses are red. Really? Okay. Anyway. But unfortunately, some people this weekend, their Valentine's Day started off a little shitty. I'm talking about Katsucon 2025. So here in the DMV area, I'm sorry. Here in the DMV,
great transition.
Here in the DMV area at the Gaylord Hotel, we have an annual convention, an anime convention. It was actually the first anime convention that I actually went to when I became friends with that guy Kam over there when we were going to PG Community College. Thank you, homie. We had a lot of fun there, a lot of good times, a lot of raves, a lot of drinks, so on and so forth. But apparently, inside the Gaylord, they had a sewage pipe break. And there's actually videos and pictures of it online. We're not going to show it here. We don't have it. Where it's raining down inside the artist alley. People were exposed to the sewage. They had to be treated for that. They had to put their stuff together, and like it was a bad day for Katsucon. In addition to that, they were gouging prices for Wi-Fi access, $400 to gain access to the Wi-Fi. Which I know that a lot of hotels will charge you for that, but $400?
Fuck that. I got my
crazy. And then lastly, there was an outbreak of damn bed bugs. Like, what the hell is going on here? Like, how? I know it's something that happens in hotels, but you should at least be somewhat prepared for something like this. What are you guys' thoughts on the events that happened at the Gaylord?
I'm gonna go ahead and start. That sounds like some origin stuff going on. You got like sewage, radiation, and bed bugs. There's a common origin in there somewhere. It's just
yeah. There's a reason why I don't go to the Gaylord. Especially $400 for internet. Yeah, that's that bullshit. Fuck that. I never really went to the Gaylord. I have no reason to go there now. So. Yeah, fuck all that. I'm not doing it.
That's an atrocity. Like that's just gross. That's just outright gross. The fact that they wanted you to pay the price of a room for a weekend rate for a room for Wi-Fi is just ridiculous. It's shameful.
Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, and then like that's just trying to take advantage of a certain crowd. You have a certain crowd coming for this convention. You have a certain type of people. You have people who you may have some older people, but for the most part, you're going to have younger people, and that's essentially just trying to take advantage of the situation. Especially, and if sewage is being dumped on people, I'm sure we're going to see some type of class action lawsuit or something being filed. And the Gaylord is way too, again, it's way too expensive. It's way too high end to have something like this coming down. Like they should be ashamed of themselves. I hope everybody got vouchers. I hope everybody was compensated for all of this because this is just shameful. And I wouldn't be surprised if the organizers of Katsucon decide to move or go somewhere else next year
Yeah.
because this is just disgusting.
And just to piggyback on what you're saying, as far as like the vendors with all that stuff that stuff falling on their vendors, I mean, they should be compensated for that as well because you losing out on money. If I got shit, ain't nobody gonna buy nothing that I have that has shit on it. I mean, it's a travesty. Like you need to pay me back my money at this point, and you charging me $400. I mean, get the fuck like that's
someone missed the opportunity to cosplay as a Ninja Turtle. That's all I'm saying.
Oh shit. So checking out the comments. Go ahead.
Somebody missed the opportunity to cosplay as a gold golfin.
Oh shit.
Checking out the comments over on YouTube. Off the bench, Herb. Let's fucking go. This panel looks familiar. Carolyn, what's up? What's going on? D Goods, what's going on? She's in the chat. This panel looks familiar. Yes, it does. Looks good, doesn't it? Katsucon is always shitty. What do you mean? I mean, Katsucon to me was it was my first experience. I know things have changed. We used to be at Crystal City. No, was it Crystal City or was it always a Gaylord? Wasn't it Crystal
City? It was Crystal City, then DC for a minute, and then a Gaylord.
Yeah, so that was my first step, my first foray into going into conventions. And then Merlin Stir Fry says it's 35,000 minimum to host an event there. Good God. Drizzy Dre Popcorn, what's up? Gaylord is funny ass word. I've really got to stop reading stuff out loud before I process it.
Shout out to BlerdCon.
So I was actually going to speak about that next, just in case you guys are wondering. BlerdCon is coming up next. We plan to be there for that. That's going to be on March 7th through the 9th, 2025 at the Crystal City Hilton. And we got 19 days to go. So make sure you get you guys tickets if you want to see us down there and have some fun. 19 days. So get your stuff together for that. Next up, all right. Thing you've all been waiting for, the topic you've all been waiting for, because everybody has been singing this song for the last 9 months. The halftime show happened at the big game, and we gonna talk about it right now. So Kendrick Lamar, of course, hosted and performed pretty much all of his hits. They Not Like Us, so on and so forth. Thousands of people enjoyed it at the stadium live. Sorry, I'm talking too fast. What are you guys' thoughts and feelings about the halftime show? Let's start with our special guest. Go ahead, Kam.
The only thing missing from that little pay display was the kid from Degrassi who shot him in the back. Like if he just brought him up or played that on the scene on a jumbotron or something, that is the only thing that was missing from like him just like completely just decimating Drake there. On a side note, as I mentioned on Thirsty Thursdays, on a professional level, when you see like the stuff that he's done before, it does fall a little short where he could have done like production and stuff wise. He could have stepped up, but I mean, again, it was still a pretty good performance. The message was clear. Other than that, I do wish he played a little more of his hits and less of the new album GNX. But I understand this is what brought you to the dance, so you got to appeal to what brought you to the dance. So, and that's just how I feel.
I thoroughly enjoyed all the Easter eggs that was put out there. Just starting off with the whole entire PlayStation controller. If you didn't know, they actually played it was the cheat code for full health and armor from GTA when you started off. So that right there, going into talking about Drake. They also the flag part, I thoroughly enjoyed it, using the Bloods and the Crips and how the black people was used to pretty much build America. I love that. Uncle Sam, I love that as well. I mean, you got the perfect person to play
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, like I mean, if I want somebody to narrate my life, I want Samuel L. Jackson to do it. You can't say enough motherfuckers in here. So, just the only thing that I wish that the only song that I wish he would have played was the Black of the Berry. If you know the lyrics, yeah, I wish he would have did that. And I love the fact that a lot of white people was pissed off about it. So yeah, and you did it in front of Trump. So yeah.
So it's I know a lot of people really wanted him to go a little bit more into his catalog for as far as like the performance goes. But I mean, it's he had to do the more mainstream stuff because the mainstream is what got him to the Super Bowl. And I mean, that's the more relevant, more recent things. I mean, even with that being said, with him performing most of the stuff off of GNX plus the diss songs from the recent beef with him and Drake, there's still a lot of people who are out there confused as hell about what was being said and what was going on. I don't know. I can't count how many older black people I heard going, "Who is this joking? What is he up here talking about? I don't know what he's saying." Yeah, like it's like you're not even trying to listen. But I don't, you know how that is. I did enjoy the performance. I enjoyed everything that came with it. Serena Williams popping up and Crip walking. I thought that was pretty funny. Um, Samuel L. Jackson playing a version of him, like you said, he's playing Uncle Sam, but he was also playing a version of a character that he played in the movie Chirac. That was not Steven from Django. Please stop saying that. I again the taking shots and blending real life with the performance, and you know what I mean, the whole everybody said he's gonna have a whole stadium calling Drake and having singing out A minor, calling Drake a PDF file, and it happened. It happened, and it happened in front of everybody's eyes. It was a magical, hilarious moment. Um, there the backlash from it is kind of like you kind of saw it coming. You know what I mean? Like both angles of it. You know what I mean? You know that you saw that white folk were gonna have a problem with it because we don't know who this guy is. We don't know what he's talking about. Meanwhile, they've been playing They Not Like Us in the past 9 months, just like everybody else. So you knew that was gonna happen. One of the arguments that I don't like that's been a little bit annoying to me is the straw man argument that other people of color have been talking about, where it's like, oh, they supposed to have Wayne up there performing. That's Wayne from Louisiana. They supposed to have hometown people up there performing. That has never been an argument ever in the history of the Super Bowl. Nobody ever does that. That's not a thing. Also, have you people seen Lil Wayne perform lately? I've said it before and I'm going to keep saying it again. The more dreads he loses, the worse his performances are. And he's down to 2.5 dreads. Like I said it last week. It looks like dried up Play-Doh squeezing out of his head. He fucking sucks now. And this is somebody who owns every Lil Wayne album. Not just bootlegging, not just downloading. No, I have physical media. I own the shits.
But
and I'm just telling you right now, this ain't the same dude.
Bro.
You said what?
So we're not gonna do dread slander, bro. Like
your dreads, listen, your dreads are fine. You haven't leaned your dreads out. You haven't drank so much lean that your dreads started falling out from the scalp. That nigga has. I don't even know what he's saying. Did anybody see him come out with Jay Uso last year at WrestleMania? He forgot the words to his fucking song.
He
had no idea what he was saying. So I mean, again, that's I enjoyed Kendrick's performance. It was outstanding. All of these other arguments, everybody, shut the fuck up and just enjoy the moment and let us take our place where we're supposed to be at.
I just want to say this because I did listen to Thirsty Thursday this past week, and you guys talked about it really well. I just thought about as far as what you said, Rick, as far as with his losing his hair. I'm starting to think of it like his rap skills was kind of like Samson from the Bible. Every single time he got his dread cut off, it started his skills just started to diminish.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Samson's hair, Samson sacrificed his hair to a woman, to the woman he quote unquote loved. This nigga sacrificed himself to drugs and treating his body like a playground and sacrificed his talent to it as well. So I mean, that's a little bit different. I would put Samson's way more noble than Wayne, so whatever. I guess. I think gross.
I want to talk to Samson.
Member of the Brood. He looks like he's transforming into one of the Brood.
It does.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, well then there you go, Wayne. You got another role in you got a role in the MCU. Just be the Brood mother or something like that. All right. Moving on to our next topic. All right. So there's been some shaking ups going on in the world of wrestling from the side of AEW. And we have no other better combo team to talk about this than Thirsty Thursdays here live and direct. So I haven't, and you guys are gonna give me shit about it. I don't care. I have not watched NXT that much. I definitely have not watched AEW. I catch SmackDown and Raw when I can, and I try to keep up best I can. But hey, things happen. So what's been going on is, so I did see that Ricky Starks appeared on NXT, so I guess he's out of his contract. What else has been going on with AEW in this whole bullshit?
So I'll say this: Ricky Starks didn't just show up on NXT. He showed up on NXT a few hours after he was released from his contract in AEW. Him,
Damn.
Miro, formerly known as Rusev, and and Malachi Black, formerly known as Aleister Black, they were all released on Tuesday. No, it was on Monday. And yeah, Ricky Starks showed up on Tuesday. Apparently, I just got some news today that Miro and Aleister Black, or Malachi Black, will be returning to WWE very, very soon. So that's what's going on right there. Cam, what else you got?
I say Ricky Starr didn't even finish reading the message. It was left on red, and he was already on the plane head to Florida.
Actually, funny add-on about the Ricky Starks thing. His contract with WWE came together so fast, they didn't even decide on whether or not he was going to use his real name or a new name.
Right. You know what? His name was not mentioned at all. Like his name's not mentioned on any of the socials. They didn't mention his name on commentary. They didn't mention his name on the show. He didn't even say, "I'm Ricky Starks. I'm on NXT." He just says, "I'm the future. I'm here. Pose."
So he basically pulled off a Rick Rude.
Did Rick Rude do that when he left from WWE to?
No, not quite. More like a Lex Luger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Like Rick Rude was on two shows at the same time because Raw was filmed and WCW was live.
Okay.
Whereas Lex Luger was like, "I'm showing up next week," and that's when it started. I think that's what started the 90-day compete clause, which is same thing which is similar because like WWE is the only one that seems to be doing that because AEW does not do the 30-day clause. They're like, "All right, you're gone." He's like, "Cool, I'm out."
So with all this said, got a couple of questions for you guys because you are the de facto wrestling experts here. Where do you think that? So we know, I'm assuming Ricky Starks is going to be going to NXT. That's where he's going to be for until they call him up. Now, Miro and Malachi Black have already been on the main rosters. So where do you think each of them will be placed? And follow up question: who do you think would be the best person to start a feud with when they come in?
I think Miro's probably going to go to NXT because he might need a refresher because he hasn't been on TV as much as Aleister Black has been. I think Miro should be in NXT just so he can get acclimated with the system again and a little bit of humbling to start off with that stuff. Plus, like a lot of people come back to NXT, it's not as an emotion, it's just like a refresher to like, okay, this is what works, repackage, and then I'm gonna go back to the main roster as this. Aleister Black, I see him on the main roster mainly because his wife is on the main roster because she got moved to SmackDown. So naturally, he's probably going to be on SmackDown showing up, and they're probably going to be like a power couple together. Hopefully against Karrion Kross and
I was about to ask you that. Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
Yeah, that's where I see it going. As I said on Thirsty Thursday's podcast, which you catch on Spotify and Apple and stuff like that. I think Miro's perfect opponent should be Obafemi. Just two big horses just going at it.
Big men smacking man meat. Okay, all right.
I mean, yeah, let's go.
So I do agree about the Miro / Rusev thing because he's been on TV. He hasn't been on TV since 2023. Like he's just been gone. And so I think he needs to go back down to NXT just as more of a refresher to the WWE style and to more get his sea legs back under him, so to speak. And also he would be the perfect for Obafemi, especially if he comes in there as doing the character that he started in AEW, that God's favorite champion thing, who's like the big monster, but he has that one liability, which is his neck. I think Shawn Michaels could really expand on that character and do some real good stuff with that. You know what I mean? Especially on NXT, the way they got in NXT right now. Malachi Black or Aleister Black, yeah, that's Triple H's guy. Like Triple H knows how to present him. Triple H loves him. As soon as Triple H took over creative, he literally was in Tony Khan's office, like, "Hey, let me get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't know this was gonna happen. It's like you just signed 3 weeks ago. I don't care. I want to go." So yeah, I think because Triple H knows how to book him and because Triple H likes him so much, I think he will be thrown right to the main roster. And I don't know, could him and Selena Vega do the thing as a couple? I don't know. I mean, because her character, like, she's kind of darkened up since she's left the LWO. But also, I mean, who knows? But honestly, I say throw him in there and let him go right after Cody, because you see what he did on AEW when he came in and went right after Cody. They were cooking with gas, you know what I mean? So I think they can pick up right where they left off. If he goes to SmackDown, shit, let him go after any of your top baby faces, you know what I mean? Or if he's coming in as a baby face, I would love to see him and Jacob Fatu tear the whole building down.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
One
Herb.
thing I did want to ask you guys, who do you think should be let go from that contract next? Because I was thinking maybe Keith Lee.
No, he's not healthy.
Yeah. Keith Lee has been unhealthy. That's the reason he's been on the shelf is because Keith Lee is battling health issues right now. The answer to that question is the answer that it should have been also with the other three. Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix should have been let go a while
Free
ago.
my man Ray Phoenix.
Like he's literally just sitting there at home, like just doing nothing, watching his brother kill it on Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? So Ray Phoenix should have been let go. Like I said, the other three got their releases because somebody got to Tony Khan and was like, "Hey, you look real petty right now, and you're looking like
but
you're
I am. But
right,
I am.
right, exactly." So yeah, I'm hoping that he lets them go. I hope he lets Ray Phoenix. Excuse me.
But I say, hey, Ray, I got a question for you. So, do you think, like, with Pentagon doing like the whole fire and the darker persona of like the Lucha Brothers, do you think when they should like who was that guy?
Alex Abrahantes.
Well, yeah. Do you think they should do like a more like a light angel version for Ray Phoenix?
No, I think they need to be. When Ray gets released and he finally comes over to WWE, they need to be presented like the Lucha Brothers. They need to be presented exactly as the way they are. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because Ray's gonna come in and do what everybody thought that Dragon Lee was gonna do, but now Dragon Lee is essentially just the guy that takes the bump that Rey Mysterio doesn't want to take. So,
well, I was thinking more like a Hawk and Dove aspect for the brothers.
Wow.
Like one's dark and one is light, but they're still brothers.
Maybe for their uniforms.
I don't know, because they're both brown, and you know how Triple H struggles with booking brown people. So,
well, he got plenty of brown. He got brown against brown. He can do that.
It's funny because it's true.
Okay. All right. Moving on to our next topic, guys. Thank you for that that good wrestling breakdown we just had. Do appreciate you coming in and doing that. All right. The next topic is going to be Invincible, and I've mistyped on the notes, so it's actually season 3, episode 4 that we want to talk about today. If you guys are all caught up, I know we are. Invincible has been cooking lately. This has been, again, it's my favorite comic book of all time. The show has not disappointed me as of yet, except for that whole girlfriend arc, but it disappointed me in the comics then too. But on this particular episode, we got to see, what was the episode called? I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the episode. My bad, I had it pulled up. You Were My Hero. And I think we can lightly spoil this one a little bit because it's a 20-year-old comic and they're rehashing it here and they're being comic accurate. So far, so good with
Trey
the broad strokes. Yeah, of course I'm loving it. So in this episode, we got one of the storylines where basically Marks gets pulled into the future where the Immortal has taken over. And the Immortal is basically going crazy because of centuries in the future where he had to become a dictator. And his rationale behind this was that he's trying to bring Mark out of hiding wherever he is in the universe to come back and take over for him because he's lived too long, his brain is addled, and he decides to go on a killing spree for the entire planet and basically taking over. Now, this leads into another portion of the story where Mark, of course, does come back to the regular timeline, and he's confronted with Cecil. He's following up with Cecil about basically assuming there's a spy drone that's coming from Cecil that's coming after him. And he finally has the sit down, drag out fight, quote unquote, with Cecil about his decision to put people in place to help them protect the planet that were killers, were murderers, were psychopath. Darkwing, and I forgot his name, the guy who created the human or whatever you want to call them. So my question for you guys is, for this episode, who do you think is in the right here? Who do you think is right? Mark being, you shouldn't have these people helping us, or Cecil, I'm doing whatever I can to protect this planet. We're going to start with our guest. Go ahead, Kam.
Oh, Cecil, 100%. Like, Cecil does no wrong. What else? Amanda Waller, Nick Fury. Like, I'm sorry, when you are not superpowered and you have to fight against things that are like well above your weight class, you do what you have to do to either A, survive, let alone the fact that what you're responsible for is the well-being of everyone else. Cecil doesn't have the luxury of morals. So, you know, he can't be all like, oh, this is wrong. Let me try the right way to do things. Like, no, I have to, like, if I have to hit this person with a brick just to win this fight so that my feeling can be safe, then I'm going to hit this person with a brick. Is it fair? No, but my family still lives. Like, that's a Cecil. And I'm sorry, I don't see it wrong, because I understand the fact that, like I said, he doesn't have the luxury of being invulnerable, super strong, immortal, eyesight, anything. So yeah,
he got that American checkbook. That's what he's got.
I mean,
go ahead, Herb.
I was thinking about what Rick said as far as before, when the season started this year, where the dude said, you're either gonna be the hero or you have to save the world. Well, I thought that's what you said. No,
I said that.
Okay, you said it. Okay, somebody said it. I said. Anywho, as far as this situation is concerned, I am with Cecil. I think I'm looking at it from the standpoint of this, like, when you go to, if you get sent to jail and you have to go ahead and rehabilitate, at some point, are you just gonna still be the bad guy forever and ever, or are you gonna actually try to do what's right to go ahead and clear your name? Yeah, I mean, nobody's gonna be the bad. You have guys that's gonna be the bad guy forever, but at the same time, if you're coming out trying to do right by the people, at some point, when am I gonna stop being judged for what I did in the past if I'm trying to do better? And I think Cecil's right in this situation. And who are you to dictate because you got powers that you can only do right? So that's my take.
Okay. Well, we all know where my allegiances fall on this one. Of course, I'm going to be on the side of Cecil. I think that our perspectives in lives our perspective on this would have been different if we were younger and we were less jaded in our experiences. We would probably be like, no, you shouldn't be killing people. But no, we have lived in reality long enough to realize, no, if that's strong enough to stop them, we need it. We need to get this weapon in order to make sure we are protecting ourselves. So yeah, I think we can all agree that, see, Mark is, but we also have to keep in mind Mark is younger. Mark is still, what, 19? He got his second girlfriend in this episode. Like, he ain't got no life experiences just yet. What were you about to say?
Not only is he younger, but he's also literally super powered. He literally, like, guns don't, like, Cecil can get shot. Mark gets shot by a gun. It's like, what is this? So he has a luxury of A, living longer, B, living through a lot more stuff, surviving a lot more stuff, and the strength to stop more things. He has all that going for him. So therefore he can afford to be like, to make a higher moral decision of whether or not to use someone who's a mass murderer to protect other murderers, protect y'all from murders. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, it's the same argument people have about Punisher. It's like, all right, is Punisher the worst bad guy, worst hero ever? I'm like, I can see why you think that, but at the same time, if this man literally stopped the drug cartel from, like, ruining, the neighborhood,
yeah,
then who are we to, like, stop him? Bring back Phoenix Jones. I don't know.
It's the same argument. Like, it's funny that you bring up the Punisher, because the Punisher once told Captain America, "You're the American dream, I'm the American reality," and that's pretty much what Cecil said to Mark this episode. I'm sorry, Mark has become a whiny little bitch to me. Like, it's a bit much. Like, I get very annoyed watching, because, like, I want to sing, "Hey man, if you don't shut the fuck up and pull your pants up and act like a fucking man for once, like, please stop the fucking crying." Like, this is the burden that comes with superpowers. I get it. You're 19 or whatever. What the fuck all of that, man? You have to make man decisions. Like you're going to some motherfuckers just gotta die. But then also you can if you can rehabilitate someone, that's what we have a prison system for. They need to be rehabilitated. That's the purpose of it. It's not just to put them in a hole and lock them away. Until someone shows you that's what they need to be done with them, then you give them a chance to rehabilitate. That's why other countries have actual systems that work. Their prison systems work, and not like ours, whereas it's continuously feeding in new slaves every day to a system that keeps on repopulating every minute. Anyway, getting off the subject, but yeah, it's hard to watch Mark and it's hard to listen to him because yeah, Trey, like you said, he is young, but also man, like with great power comes great responsibility, like Uncle Ben once told Peter. And then also that's another show where I'm looking at this superpowered teenager get on my fucking nerves over and over and over again. Shut your little whiny ass up and get out there. You can lift a car over your head, you little bitch. You can lift a car over your head. Go do your goddamn job. And stop just fucking crying all the time over shit that don't make no sense. Oh my God, I'm in high school. You don't know shit about pressure. You know nothing about pressure. Go out there and do your fucking job and be a hero.
You know what I need? I need an artist out there, a comic book writer out there, and they probably do exist, and I'm just not aware. So if you know of one, please send it my way. But I need them to do a black teenager with superpowers and dealing with real stuff and how they would handle a secret identity and life's problem. Because if I was Mark, or if I was what's up, Cam? What's up?
Like Static and Miles don't exist, bro.
Well, yeah, they do, but yeah, they're more mainstream. They're more
The early Milestone comics with Static before DC interfered was definitely more slice of life. In fact, there was an issue where DC and Milestone had like an issue with each other because it showed basically teenage sex on a cover. Like it was
Okay.
Static and his girlfriend and like a pack of condoms. And it's like DC was like, nah. And it's like, nah, this is real life. Like a lot of early Milestone comics was more focused on real life stuff because it was, essentially for us by us, a group of black artists and black writers writing those stories.
Okay. So I did say send it my way. I didn't say it didn't exist. I said if it exists, send it my way because I would like to read that. But my point is that I think that and we've had this conversation a long time ago in the galaxy far, far away, where if we had the powers, what we would do if we had, like, imagine yourself at 15 with Viltrimite powers, you included, Cam. Yes, we're not going down that road. You don't have a choice in this. But just imagine yourself for a second, how you would have handled the experiences in your life. And another question for you. Hypothetically speaking, if that was your dad and he came and revealed to you that we've been sent here by our leadership, the Viltrimite Empire, to come take over the planet, would you go the way of Mark? Would you have fought your dad? Or would you have joined along with him? Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
There needs to be a caveat to that question. Are we talking about me at 19 in the world right now, or me at 19 back when I was 19? Because that's two very vastly different places.
Now.
Oh, right now? Built my empire all day. We're taking this whole fucking shit over, baby. We wiping all of this out. This it's go time now. We got to clean this shit up and start over again. You guys are part of the empire now. Welcome home.
Oh yeah. Herb, what you say?
I'm in agreement. So take this shit over. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I mean, you motherfuckers have been trying to like fuck us over for years. I'm going to take over.
If all the blacks were Viltrimites,
man,
it'd be so awesome. It'd be so awesome.
TikTok live going after everybody who said something bad about Kendrick's performance. Oh, let me see this username. I'm flying right over here right now.
It was named Jay and Silent Bob Wise.
Right.
Yeah. Are you user? So we can all agree. So we can all agree that if you had a considerable amount of power, you would be okay with a dictatorship. I can assume that from this conversation.
Dictatorship. I would even the playing field. I wouldn't say dictatorship. It's the same argument that I always said. Like, if you had mutant powers, would you be a Professor X side or would you be Brotherhood of Mutants side? Magneto. And if I had mutant powers, I would be on Magneto's side. If I didn't have mutant powers, I would definitely be on the Sentinel side.
Wow. You be on the Sentinel side, Cam? Okay. All right. Well, it's okay.
They have,
So you,
they have so much power over there that
okay. Just I just want you to know you completely shadow my little transition to my next topic. But anyway.
He's trying to transition. It's just, oh man.
I was in a flow state. I was going for it too. I was feeling good. Anyway,
connection being made. I was like, look at him putting the Legos together, and then here comes Cam. Fuck all of this.
I want to run the Sentinel program. Anyway, so many of you out there may not be aware. Some of you may be aware if you're still reading comics actively today. We had a comic drop on February 12th. None other than the One World Under Doom. This comic is going to basically open the door for Doom's plan to rule the world. Dr. Doom, Victor Von Domme, whatever you want to call him. This comic I'm really excited for because it is showing a lot of it's displaying basically what would happen if Doom took over, because we've seen an example of it in various spin-offs or what if series where Doom technically would be a good thing for the Marvel universe. And of course they're doing this in lieu of, we get Doom in the MCU. But this is of course written by Ryan North and cover art by Ben Harvey. I had looked it up, and pencil by R.B. Sylvia. So have you guys had any inkling of what's going on in this comic so far? Have you heard anything about it? Have you seen anything?
Yes.
I need a response or something like that.
Yes.
Cam, go ahead. What were you about to say?
I was not aware, but I mean, as you said before, Doom taking over or variations of Doom, even like Iron. Who was it? Iron Monk. Was it Iron Monarch? Was his name? When Tony Stark had the Doom armor.
Iron Monarch. Yeah. Well, it wasn't. Yes, there was an Iron Monarch. But anyway, so in this, leading up to this, there was a Blade centered event called what the hell was it called? Shit. Blood Hunt. Yes. So where Blade was taken over by a demonic vampiric spirit, encased the world in darkness so vampires could run amok, and everybody's going crazy because there's magic involved. So of course they go to Doctor Strange and they're like, "Hey, you need to help us do this." And he's like, "Okay, I'm working on it." And Doom shows up being Doom and not lying. It's like, "I can fix it. You just have to give me the title of Sorcerer Supreme." Go ahead, Rick.
So real quick, I'm sorry. Doom didn't go to Strange. Strange went to Doom because Doom goes to Doom. Like, so Strange went to Doom. And so here's another thing, right? A lot of people think that Doctor Strange is like a genius. He's smart, but he's nowhere near the level of a Tony Stark, of a Reed Richards, of a Victor Von Doom. So, like Trey said, Doom says, "Yeah, I can do it, but you have to give me the powers of the Sorcerer Supreme." And Strange goes, "Okay, but you can't keep him." And Doom goes, "I'll give him back once I have fixed things." Now, that wording right there. For most people, that wording would have been like, "Wait, what the fuck you mean? Fix things?" Like, no, God, I just want you to fix this. No, I'll give it back when I fix things.
What he said was, "When I save the world," he said, "I'll give them back after I save the world." That's what he said.
He said, right. "Let me cook."
Right. So yeah, and Strange. Oh, okay, sure, bud. I trust you. I don't understand why, but I guess, I mean, Doom is Doom that charismatic that he talked Doctor Strange out of his cloak? Like, next thing you know, you're talking about his panties. Like, I'm just saying. So it's just, man. And now go ahead, Trey. You want to expand on what else is going on in the story a little bit more?
So ultimately, Doom saves the world. The vampires are pushed back. Blade gets exorcised, whatever have you, and Strange is just standing there like, "Hey, so can I have it back?" "Yeah," I said, "When I'm done, I'll give it back to you." "Shoot, go away. Go on about your business." And sends sends him out, and proceeds to lay down his foundation for taking over the world. Essentially, Doom goes to the not the Pentagon. Why am I having a brain fart? United Nations.
Nations.
The United Nations, and pretty much lays down. I gotta read it. His lay down his law. He's like, yeah. So I'm the Sorcerer Supreme. I'm also the most powerful person on the planet now because nobody can touch me. I can end all of this if I wanted to. Like if you step up to me, you're gonna get killed. Essentially says no more wars, no more racial inequality, no more wealth inequality, free education, no more food insecurity, universal health care, universal basic income. Like essentially in the comics, Reed Richards has been trying to work on the problem to solve everything. In my opinion, Doctor Doom underhandedly some may say found a way to solve all the problems that Reed Richards couldn't, and Iron Man couldn't, and anybody else, Xavier, whoever couldn't, and came in and put it on the table. Was like, this is what I'm working with. All right, y'all get out the way. Baron Zemo, a Nazi, comes in and try. He's the only person to stand up. Huh? What'd you say?
I was saying, are we allowed to say that?
I said not C. It's
Okay.
not. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, he come and he murders him. They don't know he's murdering him. Sends a life model decoy out. Takes over Hydra and makes Hydra build schools for children and start helping people. Like he takes over everything. So with our previous conversation from Invincible and the choices that you guys have displayed, do you think that Doctor Doom, hypothetically, if we all lived in the Marvel comic universe, whatever you are, do you think you would be in agreement with Doctor Doom's stance of taking over, or would you be fighting vehemently against it?
I have said several times before, and I'm going to say it again. I would be a citizen of Latveria. You had me at no racism, Doom. You had me at no racism. Once that gets said, I'm all in. You know what I mean? Because we're talking about an equal society. Like, think about this. Think about this. All of these fucking brainiacs running around in the Marvel comics. All of these geniuses who are trying to do this and do that, who all seem to end up just making some type of weapon for someone else. You know what I mean? And
Hank
meanwhile,
McCoy.
right, and then you have Doom, who literally who basically has a perfect society. Like the only thing is you just have to listen to Doom, which for the most part to me just sounds like, hey, don't be a piece of shit. So you mean to tell me that I get to live in an equal society and not be and basically just continue to be myself? You know what I mean? Every day. I'm again a citizen of Latveria. I'm all in.
I mean, he ain't wrong. I mean, I'm looking at it from the standpoint of like, yeah, you're second guessing it because he is Doom, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you took out a supremacist. I mean, you went ahead and made the playing field equal. At some point, I mean, hey, if you living by like what you're saying and you sticking by what you're saying is good for everybody, I mean, is he wrong? Cam?
Cam, you look like you got something on your mind, homie. Go ahead, say it. Go ahead, hit us.
Okay, so one, his name is Doom. His name is Doom, y'all. Y'all gonna listen to a guy whose last name is Doom?
Yes.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Okay. Also, the whole thing about this equal footing that he's presenting is you still have to bend the knee to him. That's all it boils down to. It has nothing to do with the power of the people or making people equal or betterment of humanity. It's the answer lies that I have to be the savior. I have to be the one that does this. I have to be the one that you thank every day. I want to be your God. That's basically what Doom's whole total, policy is like, I want to be the beacon. I want the temple. I want you lambs to follow me. Like that's basically how Doom presents all of his answers. And if y'all okay with it, that's cool with y'all. But it's anything. If you have anything to say, like I don't know, Doom is you're dead. Like there is no opinion. It's Doom or not. That's where Latveria. That's the problem with Latveria. It's Doom or not. That's it. There's
even
no
the
choice. There's
Panther,
no freedom. Have
even
y'all even raised Animal Farm?
yeah, but
Yes.
we not
Free Animal Farm.
so. But even the Panther God Bast in the comics said the world would be better under Doom. When you think about Doctor Doom and the things that he's done, he does what needs to be done to get the job completed. His main motivation in the comics for since his induction has been saving his mother from Mephisto. Then he's doing any means necessary to save her. He's done things to get the power grabs that he's made has been for that. If you have a loved one that is in that type of peril, you wouldn't make those type of sacrifices to save that loved one.
But again, the whole he's not doing it for the betterment of mankind. He's not doing it for the betterment of his mom. He's doing it because he wants to be the savior.
She's in hell.
It's all for him. Everything he does, that's the basis. That's his bit of folly. That's his Achilles heel is his ego. It's all about him.
The reason why he fails a lot of times because he allows himself to fail. He realized, okay, this ain't the right way to go to get this power. Sure, I'm gonna make sure you guys get the power back. Cool. When he was in the Secret War comics, when he fought the Beyonder, and he took Galactus's power to try to fight the Beyonder, and then he got the Beyonder's power. He changed his face. Yes, he did some selfish things. Everybody, if I got the Beyonder's power, I'm gonna have a 6-pack. It is what it is. But there are gonna be certain changes that can be made. His original source of motivation is to save his mom.
Yeah,
And who are we to stop this?
I mean, okay, quote unquote, a good narcissist is still a narcissist though. Like it's still a selfish meaning behind like what he's doing. If you all benefit from it, and that's basically all you're saying. It's like as long as I benefit from it, that's all that matters. As long as we all have this equal share, as long as we have this false sense of peace.
I mean, if we living in a thriving, flourishing society that doesn't have the pitfalls and the petty squabbles and the bullshit of the world that we currently live in, I have no issue with having to curtail to the leader who has provided this for us. Because honestly, at this point right now, I mean, what are we talking about? Like, what are we living in? You know, like we live in a world where right now where literally thousands upon thousands of hundreds of children are going to school every day just to eat because they have food insecurity, and that is something that is not promised, and that is something that Doom promises will not be an issue there. There are people who work in places that they can't afford to shop at. You know what I mean? They can't afford to shop there, and this is something that Doom promises will not be a part of his world. Listen, just getting a little bit personal here. I made more money than I've ever made in my life this past year. And at the same time, it seems like the world has gotten triply as expensive as it has been. This is something that Doom says will not be in his world. And that is something that listen, if all I gotta do is when he comes by is give a little Heil Doom, well fuck it then. I'm gonna be Heil Doom and goddamn, or my heart goes out to him. Fuck. Like
no, man. No. Okay, all right. So let me ask you, without going into details, we all have different jobs, right?
I gotta hate Reed Richards to have a flourishing life. Fuck Reed Richards and sideburns.
Okay, so let me ask you this: we all work different jobs, right?
Yeah.
So under Doom Society, no matter what you do, we're all gonna get paid the same, correct?
Yeah.
So
essentially, what he's saying is universal basic income.
You work 3 hours. You work 3 hours. I work 8 hours, and we all get paid the same. And as long as there's no racism, you're okay with that.
Food's the same price. Food's a low price. Food is free. Education is free. Now we know in reality this would not work out. Eventually, people would get greedy. I want this. I want that. There's not enough people working in the 70-inch TV factory.
Like, which is what y'all are claiming, which that was always been the issue with communism is like, no matter what you do, you're all going to be at the same level. You can work 3 times as hard as the person next to you, and you're still going to be working. You still get paid the same, or work the same, or earn the same. There's no. We're all equal.
But isn't that the issue right now? Is that everyone doesn't see themselves as equal? I think the world will be a lot better if everyone actually did see themselves as equal. You know what I mean? Because essentially, what we have right now is a world that a certain group of people see themselves as the dominant ones and the ones that are above everyone else. They've invented sciences, they've invented classism, they've invented all types of things to put themselves as the dominant ethnicity. You know what I mean? So essentially, if we all put ourselves on the same playing field, then a lot of those thoughts about this person earns this and this person earns that, this person's worth this and this person's worth that, a lot of that goes out of the window. And then it just becomes people living their lives and being happy. A lot of the questions, a lot of the things that come across that, a lot of things that divide us are things that are put in place to keep us divided. But if we're all looking through the same keyhole and we're seeing the same vision, a lot of that shit goes out the window. And that's why I'm so quick to say that I will be one to live in Doom's world or be a citizen of Latveria.
Not to mention, as far as just you said, like you guys said, what's the name? Education free, food free. What's the name? Just being on the same level is just like that's the best way to go. I mean, yeah, if I got a bit, if I got a bend of knee to say, hey, thanks, man. Yeah, go ahead. I'm fine with it. At the end of the day, I mean, we're sitting over here talking about at the end of the day trying to get the same books at certain districts. Like at PG County doesn't have the same books that fucking Mo County has. I mean, if we're on the same playing field, what's the problem with that? I mean, and yes, I understand it as far as like, go ahead.
So
Well,
if
the thing is that on the even playing field, you all are thinking that of the higher tax bracket as opposed to the actual tax bracket you're probably going to get no matter what you do, which is Latveria. Who do you know that's rich or flourishing in Latveria? Name anybody else in the
Doom,
comics.
that's it. Yeah, there's we don't get, they don't have their own hero comics, so we don't know who's the hierarchy is
Well,
over there.
but that's just it though. The only person that means anything in Latvia is Doom. Everyone else is a peasant.
Okay.
But you speak as though speak as if they have classes in Latveria. There is no class system. If
Checking the
everybody was,
comments over on YouTube, Lillian Desu says, "Hail Doom is wild," which it is wild. And who cares who's rich? Like if all of your basic needs are met, if your food, your housing is met, you would have no complaint. Like we're talking about, they did it the best with the indigenous people. All we had to do was hunt. All we had to do was build our homes, hunt food, and be with our families. That's all we had to do. So, like, they had it right because they didn't have a wealth system in place. And another thing, if we in a modern age, hypothetically in the Marvel universe, in a modern age, if everybody's needs are met, there will be more time to explore other things, to create other things. There'll be more people who can focus on developing what they need to develop, or major breakthroughs medically, scientifically, religiously, whatever you want to have. There'd be more time to do that. In real life, I think they would be capable of doing that. Checking the comments on YouTube. I would love to work like 4 hours every day and piss off on the Wi-Fi for the rest of it. That would be awesome. So like, we get the basic things done. If everybody can agree to do that, sure. There will be some people who will fight against it, who will rail against it because I want things to go back to the capitalistic way. But they be in the minority. They be in the vast minority of people who are like, I got food, I got shelter, my family's good, my kids are learning. Fuck it. All right, let's go. That's just reality of the world we live in, and what we're seeing and happening in that comic. Because even the Avengers are looking at Doom as like, he didn't brainwash anybody, he didn't hypnotize anybody. Well, can we really fight him? Go ahead.
I mean, you still got Wakanda, and they thrive, and there's no dictatorship in there or communism in there.
He took over Wakanda too. They're part of it. And Wakanda was a dictatorship for the longest. So
isn't a patriarchy? They have a king.
yeah. They have, yes, they do. So I'm going to leave it there, but I think everybody should go out and read this comic. It's really good, and if anything else, it'll prepare you for potentially some things that could be happening in the MCU in the future. Because Doom is a very, very important character in the in Marvel in general, and I'm so happy he's going to be there. I hope that RDJ does a great, awesome job. Checking the last couple of comments, lots of social programs and societal sharing for everyone's benefit. We just need the benefit. But yeah, check out One World Under Doom. That is the comic that I'm on right now. Like, yeah, I didn't buy it, I acquired it anyway. So go acquire it from your local. Go acquire it from your local comic book shop, please. don't be
By the way,
don't be a broke bitch like me. All right.
That would be done in Doom World. You could
I
acquire
mean,
anything. I'm gonna shut up.
we'd be able to acquire it for free. I mean, hey,
Wouldn't have to. It's a public library that has everything you want to read for free.
there you go. There you go. Like, your popularity will be built on merit. So, but anyway, gentlemen, from Thirsty Thursdays, tell everybody here on Gamma Blerds where they can find you, where they can watch you, where they can listen to you guys.
TT Wrestling Pod on all the socials, TikTok for as long as it lasts. What was it? Twitter, Blue Sky. We're on Blue Sky now. YouTube, but you can check us out on anything, especially like I said, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Samsung Podcast, anything with a Podbean, anything. You can look for us every Thursday noonish. We'll try to we'll reach out a new episode every Thursday. But yeah, check us out. Thirsty Thursdays Wrestling Podcast. That's me and Rick Stroh, the man of 1,000 names.
All right. And of course, yeah. And also, we got a Discord. So, yeah, guys, jump in there so we can have our conversations afterwards. Don't abuse the Discord. We will kick you out. Anyway, it's your boy Trey Proper here, Gamma Blerds, Rick Show, Herbito. We're going to catch you guys next week. Peace.
Hail Doom.